Hello everyone, I'm on the pause screen because I'm about to be attacked, but I'm Ciantier. Welcome to Majora's Mask. I'm also known as Ben, and I'm joined by my sister.
Hello.
Cool.
So this is the same 3-day cycle that we beat Woodfall Temple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the thing. Like, people have talked about that they found this game really hard because of the time limit. And I don't feel like it's been that much of a problem for us in general. This is kind of big. It's going to take more than average strength to move this thing. Good thing we're a Goron, then, I guess, Tattle.
Yeah.
That was almost Snavy-like in her talking just about that, huh? But yeah, so, like, all I'm guessing is that if people didn't know about being able to slow down time...
that would make things potentially difficult. But...
Yeah. That's, like, the best I can imagine.
I thought I hit the button to open that door. Apparently I was wrong.
Yep. At slippery places like this, you can curl up as a Goron and roll your way across. Why don't you try it?
Good idea.
Yes, indeed.
So Freezards you could kill with a bow, I think, in Ocarina of Time, but not here.
Ah, interesting. Or do they just take more than one?
No, they're making a claim.
Oh, okay.
Why am I not hitting that?
Are you too far away, or is there something in your way too much?
I don't know.
Can't imagine
It's
you're
making hitting a...
Yeah. But it's like, is it hitting the stone rather than the... I mean, you're clearly like hitting next to it.
Okay, well that's wasting enough arrows.
I was gonna say, yeah, this is throwing the good after the bad or whatever. The definition of insanity is, right, doing the same thing expecting different results. Ah! Money! At least you got a bigger quiver, right?
Yeah. Whoop. I actually aimed the wrong direction for a change. I've been pretty good about it lately.
Yeah. And this one's gonna be green, apparently.
Yeah.
So we had the pinkish purplish one, now we got the green one. Oh, we could see that one. It landed so close to you. Ha! Finally.
There we go.
That was one you couldn't get earlier, right?
Yeah, that's the one I was trying to hit. Failing.
I'm glad you were able to succeed eventually. And this is the really big room. So this dungeon's very vertical, where it's got this
very vertical
pillar in the middle.
The goal is to kind of climb to the top.
But first you have to raise the pillar.
Okay, so this is the bottom.
You might end up seeing this a lot if you fall down.
Yeah.
And Gorons can walk through lava, right?
Yep.
Unless skulls come out to attack them.
This is also a switch of some kind, but I forget what it's for.
It might raise the pillar in the middle or something.
Yeah, I don't remember how
Do you
all
just
that
stomp
works.
on it, though?
Yeah, you do.
Ooh, a frozen Deku flower.
Okay, this is an exit for another area if you fall.
Ah, okay.
I definitely have memories of coming through this spot a lot. I also remember... Probably up there.
There was something hidden. There's a ledge that's hidden, I think, right?
That ledge.
Yeah, that one. Yep.
Yeah, so there's a fairy in there. Okay, so we can remember that.
Wow, you did that 3 times?
It was very important, okay? Don't judge me.
Sometimes you do it multiple times because you're moving it to a different spot, but that was literally just putting it 3 times on the same spot.
Yeah.
Was there a reason for that?
Yes, not a good one though.
Well, I had to hear this.
It was mostly that I was like thinking in my brain about putting it on and needing to hit it multiple times to put it on.
But you hadn't hit the screen.
Because if you hit
yet.
it multiple times when you put it on, it skips the cutscene that plays.
But you hadn't stopped the start menu yet, huh?
But I wasn't out of the start menu, so my brain was just kind of like automatically, when you use the Goron thing, you need to push the button again. And it just kind of went off on that.
Yeah, that's funny.
I told you it wasn't a good reason, but there was one.
It is an explanation, at least. Also, it's about to be third day. Think we'll make it in time?
Yeah. Dungeon's a bit easier with hookshot, but we don't got one of those, so.
Yeah, you have to. So is that something from the randomizers that you've found out about?
I mean, you can just see it by looking. But, I mean, I haven't actually watched a ton of Majora's Mask randomizers.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, because, like, I know that you've done a lot of randomizers that you've watched for Ocarina of Time. And if you could explain what a randomizer is, in case people don't know.
Yeah, so a randomizer, there's a couple of different things that it can do, but the basic idea is it, as the name would imply, randomizes things. So one of the typical things to randomize is the location of key items. So things like, where do you find the bow? Where do you find, in this case, like, where do you find masks, for example?
Imagine you did the Enjo and Cafe's whole thing, instead of being a couple's mask, you got, like, the Mask of Truth or something.
Or the hookshot.
Or the hookshot, oh no.
So stuff like, you might not be able to have the hookshot behind that, because it might not, like,
you
work,
need the hookshot to get to Sakon's hideout, so yeah.
But, you know, that idea of, like,
Where things are in the wrong places.
where items are in different spots, so it means you kind of get stuff in different
Or
orders.
sometimes doors are in wrong spots.
Yeah, that's an entrance randomizer that shuffles where entrances go.
It's like you go through a doorway, but it takes you to a different location.
Yeah.
And I know you've watched, that wasn't disruptive at all. Like, they're trying to be less disruptive by not having the
It doesn't
cutscene,
pause you,
but then they have this big, huge purple thing in the middle of the screen where you can't see anything.
I feel like I somehow
This
did
is
something wrong.
hilarious. Looking where you've got the compass and not the map
Yeah, I feel like they usually try to give the map to you first.
is really funny. You clearly might have skipped something then. They just dodged out of the way of those, I think.
One with an arrow previously.
Oh, must have been lucky. But, so you've watched a lot of randomizers for Ocarina of Time. What about randomizers for Majora's Mask? What kinds of things do they do?
So some of the bigger things that they'll do in those is because the original randomizer, I feel so out of sorts of where I'm trying to get to here.
You could try breaking open that wall behind you, or in front of you, I mean. That one looks like it could be broken by a blast mask. Or a Goron punch, sure.
Well, it doesn't get Goron punched.
It might not do anything, but it looks like it takes a bomb. Haha, we killed the Wolfos too. And there's indeed a staircase.
Got there. Thank you. I don't know why I wasn't seeing that.
I figured you were trying to kill the Wolfos before you did it.
It just wasn't crossing my mind
Okay.
to try for some reason.
I was staring at it for a little while, so. The original randomizer?
So, Majora's Mask randomizers
Oh, there's this. Maybe put the bunny hood on.
have often, in my, like, from what I've seen, have been a little bit more wonky in how they've done it.
You don't want to wear a bunny hood? So you can jump further?
Well, my thinking was, this is chest in here.
Yeah.
My thinking was if it was a bubble, I could
I
shoot
figured
it.
that's what it was that you were thinking, yeah.
So the thing about the Majora's Mask randomizers is that they have been, like, more aggressive about randomizing more things. So, like, bottle drops and stuff, I just haven't seen as many of them.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, oh, congratulations, you caught a fairy in a bottle, but actually, you caught the Moon's Tear.
Mm-hmm. It makes it like it make it hard to play. Like, I feel like there's a lot of...
Right.
I feel like there's more, I don't want to say gatekeeping, but sort of in this game of, like, you need, like, you can't enter this location until you have, like, you need to have the
That's
bow,
what am I missing?
you need to have the bow and arrow to get to the mountain, and then you need to have the horse to get to. We need the powder keg to get to the horse, and you need the horse to get to the Ikana Canyon and Great Bay, and you need to really get to Great Bay, you need the hook shot. Like, I think there's a lot more kind of gatekeeping of getting to places in the proper order.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Which would make it hard to be randomizing things and make it so playable.
I feel like I'm missing something.
You're missing the fire arrows.
Yes.
I think you're in the wrong place. Because as you said, you normally get the map first.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like I'm in the wrong place. I'm just not quite sure where the right place is. So.
Well, I think if you backtrack, because when you went down to the bottom floor or whatever, and then you kept going through different rooms there, and I wonder if you needed to like stay in. Like there was that one switch that you said, "Oh, this is a switch," but you didn't pound. Maybe it wasn't.
It wasn't up.
Okay, it wasn't poundable.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering. But I don't know if there's more to do in that area that didn't get done or something.
It's possible.
At least look. Or like there were 3 different ways to go, and you opened the door to do one of them. But what about the other?
Yeah, I unmelted that.
There's a poundable switch.
Yeah.
Here's a switch. That's nice. But that's a fairy.
Probably.
Yep, there it is. We have 4 of them already. Nice.
The thing is, I'm not remembering what specifically is down here versus... Because I'm pretty sure this...
Has to be raised up before you can pound it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that broke a pot really well, but that's about it.
Let's,
Maybe there's something through this room. I thought this was just like you screwed up your jump, so now you get in here.
Well, there's a frozen switch, I think.
Yeah, I can't do anything about frozen stuff.
Yeah, I know. I was just observing that there will at some point be something to do.
And that's
here.
not a switch, that's a Deku.
Oh, yeah,
flower.
you're right. Well, I guess we can go back. So there were 3 doors in like that first area, right? And we've gone through 2 of them now.
I think it looped around though.
Oh, did it loop around?
I mean, we can double check, but that's why I went the way that I did. Because it looked like it was the entry area. So if I... Like, this is this area here.
Yeah. Okay.
Where did this go?
The staircase? Well, it's going up, because you're always going down so far, I feel like.
Okay, this is something.
Ha! Oh, I remember that guy. The Bomb 2 guy.
Just straight up?
Oh, apparently. That's unusual, I feel like.
Here we go, this is what I'm looking for.
I think this might be the map.
Yeah, this is probably the map. Yeah. Trying to move my feet without accidentally kicking the Wii because it's on the floor. This is a very functional but cramped arrangement. Yeah, cramped is a good
Yay.
descriptor for
Alright,
it.
and I think you might need to hit a switch to make that central thing go up so you can then do things.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah, checking for...
checking for fairies and boxes.
And money. Don't just count money. That's a good thing to find in boxes. No, I think there's like a switch with an arrow, but I might be wrong. It's been a while. Look, there's green blocks on the walls. And sun.
Yeah, there are some.
Interesting. The art.
What am I looking for?
Do you see this where that thing? See, there's a frozen one there.
Oh yeah, but until I get fire, what can I do about that?
Yeah. Good point. Can you use him to get to it with fire? Probably not. Well, I guess that means you could
I don't think I'm doing
just
anything else up
exit then.
Look at the guide.
Well, I'm curious. I don't think you want to know what the guide says, but I have the guide in my lap.
Yeah. Let's see if there's anything down here.
I have lots of papers that I put in it of like maps and stuff that I made, and also I wrote down some of the like I wrote down Grandma's stories that she tells you and things like that too.
So if I go back up this way, this looks goofy, by the way.
It's like it's too small for him.
Mm-hmm. Very much so. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff that you can do.
I think you need to
fire arrows.
Well, I think you need to go back to where you.
This is the other door. So let's see.
I think you need to go back. I think you need to go back to where you went to when you went through the bombed out wall. Like you bombed out a wall and went up a staircase. I think you need to go to that room maybe.
Okay, that one I can't do anything with. That's where I did the key.
I think you, like I said, I think you need to go back to when you went up that staircase.
And this is back in the, I'm trying to make sure I get this. That's okay. That's back to the freezers. That's what I thought. I'm just trying to get the stronger sense of the layout.
Okay. You do have a map now.
Yeah, but I'm still trying to get a stronger sense of the layout.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, and this is back down here.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're able to find that room... Do you remember how to get there? Where you had to bomb the wall?
I think it was this door.
It was a little bit ways.
Yes, here as it is.
Okay, yeah. So if you go up that staircase, I think the room that you'll find has some icicles that you can use to break things in the ceiling. And I believe there might be a small key somewhere in this room. Yeah, because you were like, oh, I don't have a way to break things without... But you can break things that way. And that'll let you get up to the higher ground.
Yeah. This is the mechanic that we use to get inside the place.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's easy to be like, oh, I know what the solution is. Of like, you know, if I have all the items, I do this, right? But you have to find different ways of solving puzzles before you get the items.
Yeah. It just didn't occur to me that they would...
I remember hearing the itchy icicle noise. And I don't remember anything falling on us. Maybe that was supposed to be a hint, huh? Like that... Okay, that one fell. So I guess some of them were falling. But... Alright. Maybe that way? Yeah.
Yeah. This is where the notched controller actually kind of messes me up a little bit. Because I want to be slightly off, but I also push the controller all the way, and so I get stuck in the notch. And the fact that I don't have camera control with the right stick also makes it a little bit harder, which might sound kind of counterintuitive, but the thing is, if I could control which way forward was more easily...
It's easier to aim, ear jumps. Haha! So in contrast to the Deku Scrub, he just kicks the bugs.
Yep. I want to see if there's still...
Okay. I don't see any fairies.
No fairies in this room, then. Okay, and then that lets me through that door.
Yeah, nice. Oops. Oh, never mind. You need to go through... I thought it was on a pillar as well. My sense of scale or whatever was completely off, apparently.
Yep.
It's a 2D image, okay? What? You think you can push down something like this big just by stepping on it? You're not gonna... You guys find something heavier to push it down. I don't know what she said.
Pound it down.
Yeah. I know the gist of what she was saying, but I couldn't read it fast enough. Oh, okay. I thought it was covering the door. I was like, do you want to cover the door? But now you can go across the way with that. Nice. Well, there is a fairy in here somewhere.
I'm going to look around with the lens of truth.
Ah, not a bad idea. That's in your repertoire. I don't feel like they... I don't feel like they actually use the lens of truth as much in this dungeon, considering you get it right before. But it definitely gets used some.
Yeah, it's mostly for extras.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the thing went out. Oh, now I need to pound this again.
Ooh, look at the symbol on top of it. It reminds me of the forest temple symbol. Just because it's got the four things coming out of the middle. It's not really like it. But it's green.
What? Oh, okay, I understand now. I'm gonna wait for the...
Yeah, I think you need to start over. When you've got some more speed. Or time for...
This is much more generous than I expect it to be.
It is a lot of time they've given us.
There it goes. I'm like, oh, okay, I see what the puzzle is now.
Mm-hmm.
And then, by the point that I've, like, realized what the puzzle is, I'm like, oh, okay, I've clearly spent too long figuring this out, and I don't have time to actually solve
It's like
it
when
now.
you're driving your car, and you're like, do I have time to make it before that... okay, yeah. Do I have time to make it before, this car shows up? Oh, actually, I would have had time, but now that I've waited too long trying to decide
Yeah, because
that...
I thought about whether or not I'd have time. I don't have time.
I don't have time to turn in front of this car. Yeah. I completely know what you're talking about with that.
I know you're panicking because the recording screen went on screensaver.
I wouldn't say I'm panicking.
Uncomfortable.
I observed that it had happened anyway. Lots of money, nice. There's been a lot of money, I feel like, dropping in places.
Do I just need to roll across it for that, then?
I guess so. Oh, there's another hidden ledge, I think.
Yes, there is.
The snow gives it away. Boing.
The thing is, like, I don't want to fall from here.
Because they've got you a safety net of this.
Yeah.
Well, other places, I think if you fall, you literally fall. And here, you just fall in the safety net. Like
This is
that.
another spot where my inability to directly control my camera makes it actually really, really, really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could control my camera, I could update, so I'm not just staring at the side.
What I'm picking up is that camera control is a very important thing that's easy to potentially overlook when you're making a game.
It impacts things quite a bit, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, done modernly, where I'd be able to control my camera, this would be substantially easier.
Does Breath of the Wild have good camera controls?
I mean, it has standard camera controls.
Yeah, more than this has.
Yeah, see...
Wah! Oh no. Ow.
Let's see if this works.
You're gonna get burned up? Ha! That was an improvement, I think. Did it take you back to where you entered the room?
Yes.
Ah, good call. That was much faster. Alright, let's see how it goes this time. This is the kind of thing that I always find very difficult to do. And one of the things, too, is that, that one painting where it says, "This is not a pipe."
Mm-hmm.
It's a painting of a pipe, and it says on it, "This is not a pipe." Because it's not a pipe. It's a picture of a pipe.
Yes.
A painting of a pipe.
Pro tip, you can take that way slower than you think you can.
Apparently. That helped a lot. This is not a 3D image.
No, it's not.
It's 2D. And,
okay, so this will be useful.
And we're interpreting it as 3D. But, like, what that means in terms of your ability to, like, tell where it's going. Like, when your camera is in a bad location. Like that I'm thinking now of Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, where they have Wizrobe. They don't have Wizrobe in Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
They have the puzzle of, take the step forward in faith, and then he does, and it's actually a bridge that, because of optical illusions, he couldn't see it. Except in actuality, because of optical illusions, we, the audience, can't see it. But that optical illusion only works from one angle, which is the audience's angle. It would not work from... You'll get your chance right when it starts to attack. Be on the lookout for it. It would not... The optical illusion would not work for
they're using the ice effects from Twin Rova.
The optical illusion would not be at the correct angle for the person who's standing there to get fooled by it. Just it's for the audience. And also, if it was, you don't know how tall that person is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if they're kneeling versus standing, or if they're a child versus a really tall adult or whatever, like, it would not work. the optical illusion. So it's completely in the eye of the audience. And doesn't actually make any sense for Indiana Jones to be confused by it. So those kinds of things are kind of interesting to think about with the 2D, 3D. There's actually a church in Rome. I think it is San Ignazio.
She knows which one's real.
Oh, yeah. Nappy. Tattle knows which one's real.
Yep.
Go Tattle.
So this should be our fire arrows as well. This is going to help a lot.
There's a church in Rome, I think it's San Ignazio, which is the Jesuits. He was the... Ignatius was the founder of the Jesuits.
Mm-hmm.
And they built most of it. And then they ran out of money. And so it does not have a dome. But it has an optical illusion of a dome from the inside. So you have to stand, like there's a thing that you stand on the floor and look up, and it's supposed to look like it's a dome. It's really weird because they painted it with this really dark colors. So it's like, it would be really ugly if it was a dome. But it's like this supposed to be this optical illusion of a dome. Since they didn't have money to actually build a real dome. And it's just a flat ceiling.
Yeah.
I didn't even see what it was you got. Yeah, I'm glad you finally have these though. This is going to open things up a lot.
Yes.
So yeah, it's kind of like that, where like you have to be standing on the correct spot. Otherwise, it's very obviously not a real dome. And even if you are standing in the right spot, like I'm not sure if you always see it because it depends on how tall you are and all that stuff too, right?
Yeah.
But they have an optical illusion dome at San Ignazio Ignatius of Loyola or something, I think is where he was from. San Ignazio di Loyola as the cathedral. So that's a fun little fact for you. We'll just see. I'm sure I have some pictures of it. We can see if we want to include any of those in here or not. It would be pretty random if we did, I suppose.
Yeah, it would be.
I'm sure you can find it on, Google or something if you really want to care and see it. But like just thinking about what a video game actually is, that it is actually, in some regards, it is two-dimensional and just appears three-dimensional. Another, what I mean? Like it's kind of strange to think about.
But you can also have things that are three-dimensional and pure two-dimensional in the sense of like they use 2D graphics.
Like Hexen?
Sort of, but I was actually thinking of other stuff that can do that. Like looks like it's a like A Link to the Past has different layers of height, for example.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, where you have the upper floor and the lower floor. Yeah, and there's also what they call it 2.5, where like Kirby and the Crystal Shards. Wow, that sound is really bad.
It's so crunchy.
But where everything like appears 3D, but you have to follow a 2D trail.
Yeah. In
that game, kind of like you would for a.
Goron's not known for their ability to jump.
A 2D game. Yeah, that makes sense. They're really heavy. How are Zora's for jumping?
Fairly similar to Link.
Okay. I think is Zora Link based off of Adult Link from...
I think so.
So it was more the Goron and the Deku Scrub. They had to kind of start over a little bit more.
Let me think about...
Look at how vertical this temple is. It's got a basement and then
the boss
4 floors.
key and 8 fairies, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I wish this showed me where on the thing I was, but that's okay.
Yeah, because that's a really vertical room, and that's not helpful. And again, this map is not showing you what any of the floor is like, just what the shape of the room is. It's a very bizarre map to me. But
like, there's definitely a fairy
in this room.
In
okay,
this
yeah.
room.
Is it behind?
Probably in that chest, but I can't.
Now that you have fire arrows, can you get to anything like that?
Well, that's why I need to poke around some more.
What floor are you on? Speaking of which.
I think like 2.
Floor 2. I'm assuming you enter on floor 1, right?
No.
Oh, really? Then why did they call it floor 1?
Because it's the... I don't know, maybe you do.
I don't know. That's probably a fairy if I had to guess.
I don't think so.
Oh, you think it's a key?
Yeah, it's got gold trim.
Okay, if you need another key, then it's probably a key. That would make more sense then. Well, you can't do that again. You broke the barrel.
Not without going into the...
Resetting the room. Yeah.
There we go.
Yay. Getting a bigger magic meter is going to be nice. I think, is that... It might be this one. I'm not sure. If this fairy gives you a bigger magic meter.
Green would make you kind of think that.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah. Ah, this room. This one we had the ice things. This makes sense to come back here. I take it there's a bit of a delay of when you can do a fire arrow.
Yeah, you can only shoot them so frequently.
Interesting. I guess because you have to recharge the magic or something.
Okay, so there's a fairy in here somewhere.
It wouldn't be hidden with Lens of Truth, right?
Maybe.
Ah, I thought I remembered blocks. Okay. Yep.
Interesting. Okay.
So you have to... This is Legend of Lens of Truth. There's a lot more of Lens of Truth than I remembered. So... Guess that's a good thing to use it since you got it. I don't know why they put a bomb 2 in here. Just to make you nervous, I guess.
I guess. I think the Lens of Truth stuff is mostly about finding
fairies and such.
Fairies, yeah.
Alright, well this room is apparently clear now. Ah, we can start making some progress now on our main objective, which is clearing the way to the boss room.
Was I just trying to apply the Goron mask again? Yes, I was.
I thought so, because you hit it twice. Yay! Here, you can go back around just by...
yeah, thankfully.
Yeah. We can go this way, too. Ah, never mind. That's too far to jump. Oh, is that the ledge? Somewhere in here, there is a secret ledge that, like, you know, it has the snow falling off it. Oh, that looks like some... Oh, either you can go inside there, or this might be Lens of Truth, or it could be a scarecrow. But I don't know they have a scarecrow in here. There are places where you can get scarecrows. There might be an invisible chest that you need to, like, hit a switch to make show up. Would she be reacting to that, though?
I don't know. I'm gonna do the lava trick.
Ow.
Get me out of here.
Did they take away a heart for that?
Oh, probably. Small price to pay, though.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's so much more convenient.
Thankfully, this time we only need to go over this way.
Yep. My guess would be that that's what I was talking about, yeah. My guess is that was like a scarecrow place to get you there, and you got there from above instead.
Yeah, if you had hookshot.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. The purpose was. Maybe we'll find out later. I wonder who put these blue things in the pillar.
I don't know.
Majora, right? Majora did it all. Ah! All right, let's go. Fall in as the Deku,
my
right?
shins.
That's a really convenient shortcut. I think it takes maybe half a heart. I don't know. How healed were you? Okay, you threaded the needle very well. And we have a key, right? So we can go through that locked door?
We do have a key.
Perfect.
I'm kind of inclined to go across there first, but...
Oh. Can you do? Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see. Is this the boss?
No, boss is on the top.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if you were on the top.
I mean, this might go up there.
Yeah. I feel like I remember this being on the way to the boss, so that's why I was...
Okay, yeah. This.
Yeah, that's how you get to the boss. But hey, you've cleared the way, so now you know. You just don't have the key yet, right? Oh, this might let you get the fairy, huh?
That's my thinking.
We have to remember where it is on the wall, though. Maybe we should get out of this and look. Do you see it anywhere? Is it over there? Yeah, I don't think it is. You're too low down to...
I think I'm gonna... There we go.
I don't see... I think we need to get
There
it.
it is.
Oh, you found it?
This is gonna be... I think? Maybe? Is that it right there?
It looks like it could be it. Yeah, I see where you're looking. It was right by where the final day thing was.
Yeah.
Wow, this is going to be the most... And imagine if we're wrong and that's not it after taking this amount of time to get to it.
Slowly sinking. But you can see what I mean by this is not...
Not dying on you.
Like, the flowers are have their lifespan based on distance, so...
Yeah. Which is very interesting.
There's easier ways of doing this, I'm sure.
There has to be a faster way of doing this. You can see where the top of it is.
Yeah,
It's kind of glitching out. You can hug the wall, though, now at this point. Okay. We're getting closer. This will soon be over.
I mean, it works, right?
It is a way to do it. And hey, you bothered to go up there, so might as well take advantage of it, right?
Yeah, that's my thinking.
You know you're probably level with it at this point. Right? Are you going to go into it?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Okay, so you're not quite level with it. Okay. Oof, we made it. Alright, well that was a thing that just happened. Oof. I do like, though, that you still have a use for your other transformation masks. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Ow. Like, it's not like you just use... Because that's one of the things that I really felt with, I think, like, Twilight Princess and maybe Skyward Sword, which I don't remember particularly well, is that it felt like some of the items were very, like, you just use it in this one location and never again. And maybe that's inaccurate, because it's been so long since I played any of those games or watched you more accurately playing those games. Maybe that's really inaccurate, and that's not the case. But there's the drawer. Yep. What my recollection of what it felt like was that it felt like you got the ball and chain or whatever and just used it in that one location, and beyond that it wasn't really a thing that you ever used.
Boy, the audio in here is crunchy.
Yeah. So I appreciate that you do still keep, having Deku flowers that you use, and like you kind of go through all of your different transformation masks. Like some of the, later temples and places, like you're kind of utilizing all of those resources. So I appreciate that. Ha. Because you don't have to climb up it. Just have to shoot the fairy. Or the bubble in the fairy's end. That'd be a better way of phrasing that. Oh, you're afraid fire arrows equipped. It was certainly effective.
Yeah, they are. But I'm going to go to regular arrows here.
Good call.
Because I can't use fire arrows.
Oh, uh-huh. You can't
and
use...
of truth at the same time.
That makes sense. You can't use two sources of magic.
Yeah.
Alright. Oops. Hey, at least you get a heart out of it.
Ow.
Not that you were able to keep that heart. I see you managed to avoid being damaged. Never mind. Alright. We got all the fairies in this room, so we can go on through our doorway to the next room. How many fairies was that?
I'm at like
9? 10?
10-ish?
10-ish. Alright, kind of 2/3.
There's more fairy in here.
Apparently, yes. And a Dinalfo or Lizzlefo or something. Dinalfo! They look very similar, right?
Yes.
Maybe Lizzlefos are smaller.
Those little folks are less armored, typically.
Oh, we got another Shaker 8.
That's number 11.
Yay!
I know.
Oh, both of them were. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. That was all of the ones in this room.
Okay. Interesting they were both inside. Like,
It's just a battle room, it looks like.
were they, like, swallowed, or were they, like, transformed into dino foes? Or what was the situation exactly there?
What's the idea here? Okay, so I need to go over there, clearly.
I think you need to come out of that door in order to get over there or something. Oh, we got this room cleared of fairies. That's nice.
Yes, it is.
Oh, they got refilled with snowballs.
Yes, it did.
So maybe we're going to use that Deku flower the way you're supposed to now, huh?
Well, that's certainly how I'm going to use it.
Oh, magic. Better get that one.
Yeah, no kidding. I still need to be Goron here.
Yep, to roll around.
At the speed of sound.
Is that a Sonic reference?
Yeah, got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow.
Oh, okay. I don't think you were singing the tune properly.
No, I was not.
That is Escape from the City that I was referencing earlier, though. So, yay for that. Alright. What's through here? Ooh, another Wizrobe!
Wizrobe round 2.
Yeah. Think he'll give you more arrows this time? Probably not. Maybe the boss key.
Yeah, that's my thinking.
That would be. Or is the boss key behind that cage thing that we saw earlier? Not sure. I guess we'll find out.
Regular arrows here.
Good call. Save some magic, right? How much more damaging do you think fire arrows are compared to regular arrows?
They're probably like a little bit more.
Probably also depends on what creature you're attacking with them.
Yeah, some things are gonna be weaker to fire than others.
That had some really weird visuals.
It did, didn't it?
It's kind of bitching out some with the Ah! Ouch. Uh-oh, you missed. Yeah, you hit him that time. Ooh, getting close.
Yep.
Well, certainly our plan was that we would beat Goat and then we'd have to do it again. So I think what we ideally want to do, though, is beat Goat and then get powder kegs and then do it again.
Yeah.
On a new cycle, and that's in order to get the better swords. We mentioned how the Kokiri sword doesn't seem super powerful. So you can get the gilded sword, but you have to beat Goat like kind of on like the first or second day to do that.
I'm going to assume there's more arrows up here.
That would make sense. Yep. And heart, nice.
Well, I mean, we're almost done with this dungeon.
Yeah. Just a matter of getting fairies mostly, I think. Yep, there we are. I knew it was in the caged area. I was right about that.
Yeah. So we've got some fairies to get from some lower areas.
Mm-hmm. Too bad the map won't tell you when you've cleared out all the fairies, huh? So this room, I think, was clear of fairies, right?
Yes. We're gonna go fight the boss first, though.
Oh, and then do the fairies?
Yeah, and then come back in for fairies.
Okay. You're allowed to do that, huh?
Yeah, why not?
No reason you wouldn't be able to.
I just think it's more useful to taking care of the boss first.
Yeah. I think that makes sense. And then you're already up here, so you have to come back up here?
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Because all the remaining fairies, I'm pretty sure, are lower.
Mm-hmm. That would be my guess, because, I mean, there's something else up here.
Yep. This fight is so much better in this version than it is in the 3DS
Yes.
remake.
Again, they add a weird eyeball to him. And in this version, there's actually multiple ways that you can kill him, rather than having to do the weird eyeball thing.
Yeah.
Which I'll mention in a second when we get going here. Because this is a boss that I, who do not really play video games particularly, am able to beat. But I do it in a really stupid way.
Yep. So the idea is that you chase this guy around on a racetrack.
Yes, which I'm sure you will be demonstrating.
Yes, that is my plan. But you can
Do something completely different. So we'll just demonstrate what you're supposed to do, quote unquote. Supposed
stand
to do.
in that entryway.
Yeah, so what you're supposed to do, which is what Ben's doing, ow,
Does not get hit.
Not get hit. But you chase after him. He's going to charge up again for you, so watch out. And you hit him as a Goron with your spikes to kill him. Or hurt him or whatever. And this is, again, in the way they change it is you have to do this. And then you hit him enough times that he makes his eyeball thing pop out.
I hit a rock.
He's shooting rocks at you. He's hitting rocks out of the ground at you. But you do it enough times, then he makes the eyeball thing pop out, and you have to slash the eyeball thing with your sword or as a Goron or something. I don't know. But what I do to beat him is I stand in the entryway as Link, and I hit him
right over there.
As he goes around in a circle. I hit him with an arrow each time he comes around.
Yep. You can just hit
and he just goes in circles, and you hit him with an arrow. He does not touch you. He does not injure you at all.
Yeah.
He just goes, he if he tries doing electric things, it doesn't hit you, right? You're in the entryway. You're not on the pathway where the rocks don't hit you and nothing. You're completely in the clear of getting injured. It takes a while because you hit him once every time he makes a loop, all right, with one arrow. So, you have to wait for, he has to come a loop, you hit him, he's in a loop, you hit him, however many times that takes, it's a lot of arrows. But it's completely doable.
Yeah.
And completely...
It's a safe strategy.
It takes time, but you're in no danger of getting injured or anything like that. So that's what I would do to beat him. And you can't do that in the remake because they completely changed it. But I think that's really awesome that there are like these various ways that you can defeat him.
Yeah, I like it when players can kind of come up with their own.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. It's way more interesting. And then it means that someone like me who feels... not very confident playing video games, where I'm just going through on the accounts that Ben has done and beaten the game already and doing things there, I'm able to defeat, I'm able to go to the entryway where it lets you go straight to the boss since you already beat it.
Also, I recognize the audio is super crunchy.
And not have to worry about doing the dungeon, and I can beat Goat by just, hitting with arrows. And I don't know how many arrows it takes. I mean, it probably takes about...
Like 20?
Yeah, a lot of arrows. So again, it takes a while. And then I can have Springtime in the Mountains and do, whatever with that. So I think that's just kind of neat. So that's my strategy for how I beat Goat. So if you ever want to try that, in the original, not the remake, but on the original, you can totally beat Goat by hitting him with arrows. I don't know if you want to try that at some point here, Ben, if this is taking too much where he's hitting you a lot and you're not able to catch up. See, now the stalagmites are falling, stalactites, are falling and all of that, blah, 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 but it doesn't affect you if you're in the entryway. Yep. You're completely untouched by any of this stuff.
Boy, this audio is crunchy.
Yeah, this audio is not...
The problem is that the Wii is putting out more volume than the capture device can handle.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have the ability to control that, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I feel like he's got to be nearly dead.
I feel like, you've been hitting him a goodly amount. You got stuck on the stalactite. That's funny. Ow. I do think he's been hitting you a lot with things like that.
He has been, yeah. It's a little hard to avoid damage here.
Yeah.
And
now the bombs. So he's adding more things now.
Yeah.
Kicking up rocks, kicking out bombs.
These bosses actually have a lot of stuff going on.
He does. Like, he kicks up rocks at you.
Dolwood, too, had a lot going on.
He had a lot. So, they're actually quite complicated.
It's also, like, there's certain parts of this track where it's a lot easier to
get caught and stuff.
Ball than others.
Also, a fun thing about this, too, is you have to, like, start by unfreezing him using your fire arrow, but you don't actually really beat him using the fire arrow. Like, it's so often that you beat the boss using the item you got in the dungeon. A Dolwa, you can use your sword or whatever. You don't have to use the bow. And here, you don't have to use the fire arrow to beat him. You use, like, the Goron or the just normal arrows or whatever. So it's interesting that kind of... they're not following some of that formula that we think of as being this codified formula. Where it really is not as codified as you might think. There actually is more variation in the games than you might realize. All right, we beat him. Yeah. You've seized Goat's remains. You just freed the innocent spirit that this dark mask had kept imprisoned within the body of evil Goat. Oh, we're Link again. So I feel like I wondered earlier if it changes you back to Link from being Deku Scrub, and apparently it does. But what exactly are all of you? Guardians? I wonder how he's speaking that she's having to like. Is he doing like? Is he spelling it out in like sign language alphabet or something? That's what it almost feels like. But obviously we're hearing him, so that's not the case. So you're protective gods? That's why you're in the temples. But why are the protective gods? What, captured? I wonder where she was going with that. No, wait! Are you listening to me? Hey, wait! Bye. He had, I feel like, blue background. The other one had green background? No? I don't know if they're all the same color.
Yeah, I don't remember.
That's like the spirit realm, right?
I wasn't thinking about trying to remember that detail.
I wasn't either. But it's like the spirit realm where they hang out, huh?
Mm-hmm.
See, this guy's gonna unfreeze. This is funny because he's like delayed reaction of, ooh, it's so cold. Oh, wait, actually it's not cold anymore. Like, dude, it's not cold. That's funny. And it's nighttime, which is why it looks like this, but... Yay! All the flowers.
Yep. Okay, now we need to go back into the dungeon.
In the next video, though, do you think?
To get the fairies. I want to do that in this video.
Okay.
I know it'll be a bit long.
You want to talk to him with Dongjera's mask on? Probably not worth it.
No, we're not.
We'll just never touch Dongjera's mask. Dongjera's mask exists to be Slippy in the Star Fox reference and nothing else, right?
Yeah.
Really fast, though, you should talk to Big Goron when you go to Snowhead. I don't forget to use Mask of Truth to see him. You might need to, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he'll be hanging out. There he is. You don't need Mask of Truth after all. I mean, Lens of Truth. I meant Lens of Truth. I said Mask of Truth the first time as well. Hi, Big Goron. What in the world have I been doing this whole time? Why am I sitting in a place like this? Where do you... Whoa! Oh my goodness. He is sitting on a weird thing. Oh! Darmani! What in the world have I been doing this whole time? I can't remember a thing since I went out to look around Snowhead to figure out why spring wasn't coming. What am I doing sitting in a place like this? That's fun that he has the same dialogue, but he adds extra bit when it's like he knows you.
Yeah.
That's kind of fun. They added that. All right. Ah!
You know what? I'm just going to bunny hood over there.
Bunny hood all the way. All right. So, our goal right now is to get the rest of the stray fairies and to get powder kegs, right?
Well, what I want to end the episode with is getting the fairy reward.
Yeah, but we want to get... Before we change the cycles, what I meant.
Yeah, if we can still do powder kegs, absolutely.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you need to go on and roll up this.
It looks like it is, yeah. Great. So you have beat 2 temples.
In one cycle.
In one cycle.
Yeah, 3-day cycle.
So that's pretty cool. I suppose it's beaten, not beat, isn't it? They might.
I guess technically.
They might both be
There's the
acceptable.
moon
Look,
over there.
I was gonna say, look how big the moon is. It's so gigantic and so close to
That's
the
one
ground.
of the things that they had to do for like each area where they're showing the moon. They have to make
Figure
sure
out
that
where
they
it
account
goes?
for account for it over the course of all of the days.
Yeah, and where it
this
moves.
is one of the other mechanics.
I just realized, by the way. Oh, I'll just read this first. Ye who hold my remains. Apparently, a goat's talking. What does a mechanical goat sound like? Return to the appointed place to face me. I just realized that thing on the floor that teleports you, it's actually got like Majora's horns.
Yeah.
Like the 2 on the top and the ones on the bottom. So that's interesting. All right, well, we're not doing that.
No, we're not.
Put your fairy hood on so we know which rooms we need to stick in. Okay, not this one. So let us...
I want to go to the one Let's see.
Which one?
This one over here. Let's
Ow.
check this one.
Ah, yep, I'm seeing.
Yeah, a bunch of...
And now you've got fire arrows. You can actually properly explore this room, I guess, right?
Yes.
Yay.
No, that's a frozen Wolfos.
Yeah, let's leave him
Or
frozen.
no, that Wolfos is actually just behind the thing.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I was like, I thought he was moving, so it makes sense he's not frozen, of course. That's so silly of us. I could tell he was moving, but I still somehow thought that he was frozen. That's funny. Ah, there's a switch.
Do fire arrows burn those? No.
Nope.
Okay.
It's made out of special industrial.
This is not as fast to lock on as I want it to be.
Uh-huh. Yay, we got him. Alright, switch. Let's see what you do. Ah, that's the fairy, I bet.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fairy. Can I...
Jump far enough?
No,
Not quite.
I'm gonna need to move
Close
this.
to it, but not quite. Close but no cigar.
Oh, that moves very well.
I hate these kind of puzzles. I am so bad spatially.
This is not much of a puzzle.
As a spatially challenged person who can't tell left from right very well, unless I'm driving, then it's no problem. Like, the context is just completely different somehow. As a spatially challenged person, these kinds of ice puzzles are very tricky for me. You had one in Ice Cavern, I remember, too.
Yeah.
I remember a really complicated one in Tales of Symphonia, where you're, like, in a outer space or something. So they have weird stuff because of that, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's not ice, it's like space. You're not in outer space, you're in a space station. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Where you had to do some kind of puzzle like this.
I feel like I vaguely remember anyway.
I remember this. I'm really bad at them. And there's
I think there's still one more in here.
And there's something in Skyward Sword where you have like the other person does the mirror image of what you're doing kind of thing.
Oh, uh-huh.
And you have to like get them to the right spot while they're doing the mirror image, something like that. And I find that also very difficult to figure out. Ow. Not quite that long. So happy middle ground. At least you got lots of bombs. Ow. That wasn't the right angle though. Yay! We did it.
There we go.
Alright. 14th, there's one more we haven't found. Okay. Ha. One more.
It's in this room.
Oh, convenient. They're right next to each other.
Indeed.
That could have been way more annoying. Oh, and it's probably in this. There it is. Yay! That was not as onerous as I was afraid it would be. It was mostly the fact that you were already in position to get to the boss and you didn't want to have to backtrack by coming to this place. That was the real thing that was difficult, is that aspect. And you wanted to have the fire arrows to get into stuff in that room and all of that too. All right, well, let's bypass him and head out. Bypass the goat thing. We just fought him. We don't need to do it again. It's weird that if they would even let you, considering that you did just fight him.
Indeed.
Like, could you do it again when it's already springtime? Like, the point of doing it is to make it springtime quickly.
I don't think goat would be there.
Yeah, so it would be really weird to do that. But it's just reacting to you having goat's remains and re-entering.
Yes. These colors work so much better when they're not so oversaturated like they are right now.
It's very purple ground and red sky.
Yeah.
Or red...
red icicles.
Icicles, yeah. This is green, however.
It is very green. All right. It's going to be a longer episode, obviously, but I wanted to get all of the dungeon in one episode.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's see what her eyebrows look like. She doesn't have those dots. See, she's got, like, accent marks.
Yeah.
Their eyebrows are all different. This is a new thing I have just discovered this playthrough, that all of them have different eyebrows. They all have the same mole above their mouth, but they have different eyebrows. Oh, wise young one, I am the great fairy of wisdom. Do they all call you wise, or have they called you different things, like strong young one?
I think the other one was strong.
And she's a great fairy of power.
Yeah.
Haha, another thing we've noticed. Thank you for returning my broken and shattered body to normal.
It is weird that she's green for wisdom, though, and not blue, which has typically been associated
I know
with
they
wisdom.
don't line up. And they didn't, I think that's irritating that they didn't line up the colors with the Triforce.
She'll enhance my magic power.
I shall enhance your magic power as thanks. I moved as thanks to the end, but it has the same meaning. And I did that deliberately, sort of. It wasn't an accident. Yay, we got lots of magic power. And she's green. And wisdom, magic. I feel like there's a kind of connection you could make for that, right?
Oh, green is traditionally courage in this, but yes,
No,
you're right.
I mean, I'm saying that green magic is green and she is green. And
Yeah,
she's the fairy of wisdom, and the
true.
fairy of wisdom is giving you more magic. I feel like that you could say there's a connection where that kind of makes some sense. You have twice as much magic power. That's convenient. Come see me whenever you are overcome by weariness. Goodbye.
All right. Well, that's where we're going to go ahead and wrap things up for today. I'm going to pause because I don't want to spend any more time on that. But thank you all very much for watching. And until next time, everyone, take care. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.